put it on pause and then drove back to the airport. I didn't get a ticket.
You didn't?
No, I did not. So I got it wrong. Let's say that. But sometimes, most of the times you get it right. You drop the person over, boom, they tip you $5, $10, $20.
So what's happening is I got in line to check my bag, and this is the line to get through TSA, because you got to wait in a whole line to check your bag, and I'm not doing that. I'm standing in a whole nother line to go through TSA, so I'll be back. Okay, so I just made it through security, and what happened was I went to check my baggage, paid $35 because they didn't have my frequent flyer number, and then the baggage check the line was longer than security. That's because it does not open up until 5:30. It was a very, very long line, and then I didn't want to run the risk of not being able to check my bag and then get on the plane. So I decided to just go in the TSA line and get through that. That took about 25-30 minutes today. Now, but the bad news is I have my bag. So that's where we are so far. I'm gonna check back in a minute. I'm about to get on the train to go to my concourse. I have my bag. They let me get through with my lotion, my Skin So Soft, my sunscreen. All of it was over 3 ounces, so that was a really good deal.
Please hold on.
But
this train is stopping.
Now we're getting off.
Please collect your belongings and watch your step as you exit.
We'll see in just a second. I got my whole bag there with me. I'll explain it in a minute. I'll be back. I feel like I wasn't recording this whole time. If I wasn't recording, I'm gonna cut it out. All right, y'all. I was showing y'all my breakfast and everything, and it just cut off. My breakfast looked good. Here it is now. Y'all, I'm sitting up here talking this entire time. And I ain't recording nothing. For the last time, I was explaining my TSA experience. When I get in this morning, got here around 4:30. I went to check my bags. The line to check the bags was super duper long. Super long. And next to that was the TSA line. So I check my bag. Well, I go to check my bag, go to the kiosk and get everything. But then I have to stand in line. The baggage check does not open up until 5:30. Mind you, I'm here at 4:30. And I'm seeing the TSA line go longer and longer and longer. Well, I didn't want to run the risk of having to stand in the baggage check line and then turn around and get in the TSA line the later it gets. So I decided jump out of that line and go ahead and jump in the TSA line. It's moving. I was in TSA for about 30 minutes. It took me to get through 30 minutes. Bad news is I'm lugging around my suitcase, which I didn't want to do. But it was better than waiting, because the later it gets, the longer the lines. And today is Thursday, a travel day. I just didn't want to deal with it. Hopefully I'll get on the plane and they tell me they want to check my bag, but maybe not, because I do board first, but maybe not. No, zone 7. Maybe not, because I don't want my bag to get lost. Them checking it late with everything that's going on, I would just rather keep it. And then they might say it's just too big, that I'm gonna have to check it. Which is fine. It just needs to get there on time, you know? I don't know. But so far, I'm full. This wasn't that good. And it was $25 for this food. $23.64 to be exact. Long story short though, y'all, I mean, I don't know. I'm just glad I made it through TSA. I'd rather be sitting on this side of the gate versus standing in line still with all this anxiety on me, not being able to move, not knowing if I'm gonna make my flight, that type of stuff. I had orange juice with no sugar. I don't need any sugar. So for the most part, I'm on the other side of this gate. I'm glad. But I have all my luggage. That's the only part, which is probably a good thing. It's probably when I get off the plane, I'll have my luggage. I can just go. I don't know what it's gonna bring. You know, we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, pan around to the atrium, because I'm sure I wasn't recording earlier. If you look at the people here, it's not that crowded. Not yet. So what I decided to do was, while I'm here, I'm going to record. I'm going to edit my videos. Edit my videos, try to get some footage, try to post as I go. Be a little difficult, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna go now. When I get some more footage, I will be able to give it to you guys. Like I said, I plan on just vlogging as much as possible. There was some people complaining today saying that they wished these people would get back to work. And I said, well, don't you mean you wish that they would get paid? What do you mean you wish they would get back to work? Yeah, everybody wants them to get back to work, but they also want to be paid. Like, why would they? That was just such a selfish thing to say. They should just get back to work. What? Would you work for nothing? So all they're thinking about is the inconvenience to them. Inconvenience, having to wait in line and having to, you know, just be selfish. Basically is what they are, being selfish. And I told her that. I said, well, what you need to be saying is they need to get paid, not they need to get back to work. They do need to get back to work, but granted that they get paid. But some people just don't get it. Some people don't care to get it, which is fine. To each his own. But I wouldn't work for free. How am I supposed to get to where I'm going? How am I supposed to even get to work? No, I don't have a way to get to work. I'm not making any money, you know? Just stuff like that. I'm going to try to have a great attitude. A couple people have already wished me happy birthday. A couple people that I met in line. So that was cool. Because, you know, when you get to talking, they're like, oh, where are you going? I'm like, oh, I'm going to Curacao. Some people are headed home from working, you know. I'm like, oh, you know, lucky you. Oh, no, I'm going for my birthday. You know, that type of thing. So, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm trying to stay in the element, you know, trying to stay there, but just with the way people are just selfish. Everybody's going nowhere fast. Everybody's in a hurry. All the lines are long. Like, it's worth having a little anxiety about. The time is now 6:01. My flight doesn't board until 8:41, so I do have like 2 hours. 2 hours and 40 minutes to be exact, which I'll find some stuff to do. But right now, I'm just chilling. I'm getting ready to edit my video though. So, we'll see when I see you. Probably try to post this now. We'll see.